I've really been trying to eat more protein. I'm dying for these chocolate chips again. Gotta fit in my chocolate. You have yourself a everything taco. It's all packed in one. I look a hot mess express this morning. Do not mind. I haven't gotten ready for the day yet. So good. Not to mention it's packed with protein, and there's even like tortillas that you can buy that are like protein wraps or protein tortillas, which would add extra protein. So I've really been trying to eat more protein. Okay, so I finally got ready for the day. I wanted to show you guys how pretty this lip tint is. This is the Rhode Peptide Lip Tint. I'm obsessed. It's almost lunchtime, so I'm gonna start making some lunch. Like I said earlier, I've kind of been trying to eat more protein. When it comes to weight loss, calorie deficit is key, okay? But making sure you prioritize protein is super important because it's gonna keep you fuller. It's gonna make sure you maintain your muscle and don't lose as much muscle as you would if you're not prioritizing protein. So I told myself this week, I wanna set a weekly goal to really prioritize that protein. I do think that setting little like weekly goals, like, what do I wanna do this week to help my weight loss journey is so helpful. I have been documenting my weight loss journey. Last week I uploaded episode 1 and I'm still documenting, so I do have episode 2 coming soon. So we will go more into that. For lunch today, well, I'm kind of debating. I'm debating on either having Greek yogurt, which is really high in protein, or having a salad with some beef that I made last night and I have extra. Decisions. It's the little chocolate chip bites for me though that really do it. Who doesn't want to eat chocolate for lunch? But for those of you who might be new to my channel, you're probably thinking yogurt for lunch. Like, what is this girl doing? But I honestly don't really eat lunch. I pretty much just eat snacks throughout the day to hold me off until dinner. Why? Because I don't like eating lunch. I really do prefer eating 2 large meals a day. So like breakfast and then dinner. Well, I actually really prefer eating a super large dinner. You guys might have noticed that I used the plain Greek yogurt and then I flavored it myself. That is super important because if you look at the flavored yogurts that are out there, they either use artificial flavoring or they use natural flavors, which I'm not a huge fan of natural flavors. Natural flavors is kind of just like a word they use to disguise when it actually has like hundreds of chemicals in it. 100% the healthiest thing you can do is to buy the plain yogurt because you're getting just plain grass-fed pure yogurt, and then you can flavor it yourself. So I used the organic vanilla extract to add into it, and then I had to sweeten it myself. So I sweetened it myself with honey, which honey when it's raw, like not heated, is so healthy for you. There's so many benefits to honey. You guys also saw that I added that bee pollen on there as well. I love that too. So that actually reminds me, I gotta take my propolis throat spray from Beekeepers Naturals. I love this stuff. I'm gonna take this before I have my lunch. This has been helping me so much because my house has been really dry. Our humidifier broke down a few days ago, so it's really made my throat very dry and scratchy, and this has been helping me so much the last few days. The key ingredient in here is propolis, and I was really curious, like, what is propolis? Basically, bees use propolis to protect their beehive to keep germs out. So it's amazing for our immune system. It is packed with antioxidants, zinc, and very high in vitamin B, C, and D. I love that this has very clean ingredients. It's pretty much just the propolis propolis, and then vegetable glycerin and purified water. So there's no added artificial flavors or anything like that. You guys know I am an ingredient snob, so I'm always looking at the ingredients and things and trying my best, and not perfect, but trying my best to just get really clean things, and Beekeepers Naturals always comes through. They also have a kids version, which for my mamas out there, definitely want to get your hands on the kids version, especially with them going to school, going to daycare, and coming and bringing those germs home. Having this will really help to kind of get ahead of it and support their immune system. The kids version does have buckwheat honey added to it to flavor it more so the kids will like it. Also has a slightly less concentrated dosage of propolis, so the adult one is a little bit more concentrated. So I definitely recommend getting the adult one for yourself, but then also getting the kids one for your kids. Huge thank you to Beekeepers Naturals for sponsoring today's video. I'm gonna leave the link down below for you guys to check it out. Love this so much. It's seriously been helping my throat because it has been insanely like scratchy and dry. I'm dying for these chocolate chips again. I'm gonna get a head start on dinner. It is early, it's only 2 p.m., but I do like to prep my dinner ahead of time just so that once I put Kylo to bed, I can just get right to eating. I don't have to do the cooking and the cleaning late at night, you know? I feel like if you're a mom, then you know, like that 4 to 7 is chaos around that time. So I'd rather just get my cooking done early. So I made rice yesterday, and I'm gonna kind of repurpose that rice and use it in another meal today. I've been trying to think of like what to make, because I'm not gonna lie, I've been in a little bit of a rut when it comes to food, but I really wanna switch it up. I've been eating a lot of chicken lately, so I'm thinking ground beef. That's what I'm gonna do. I am gonna make ground beef like burrito bowl. So I have avocado, I have pico de gallo, so I figured let's just use that up and make a little burrito bowl. Okay, 2 things. If you do not have one of these meat smashers, you need one of these. They're so convenient for smashing up your ground beef. Like before I used to struggle, but this makes it so much easier, especially once it cooks through more and it's not as like raw. It's way easier to chop down. You guys will see afterwards when I use it. And then 2, if you are losing weight and you don't have one of these, what are you doing? This really makes sure that the oil spreads very evenly and lightly so that you're only using like 10 calories of oil, but it can get all over the pan. I know you guys have been there. You drop a little bit of oil and it doesn't cover the whole pan, so you have to put more oil, and before you know it, you literally have like 200 calories of oil. So it's just a waste of calories, and that's the easiest way for your deficit not to work. So definitely get yourself one of these. There are so many different ones on Amazon, but get this one specifically that has the mist nozzle, because this one actually mists the oil, whereas I've had other ones in the past that just squirt the oil out, and then you kind of have the same problem where it doesn't spread evenly. With this one, 2 sprays and it's all over the entire pan. So you only use like 5-10 calories of oil. Actually, one more thing. So this sauce right here, if you guys have not tried this, you absolutely need to try it. It is a soy sauce substitute. So it's basically fermented coconut sap. Sounds really strange. Like I honestly would have never given it a try if I knew that, but I honestly thought this was soy sauce. So I bought it, and then when I got home, I was like, soy sauce substitute, what? And it says lightly sweet, and I don't really like sweet things, but it's true. It is very lightly sweet, like just a tiny bit, because I'm not a fan of like sweet food, but this just gives it like a little something, and it just adds such a nice flavor to your food, but it's also really healthy for you. If you look at the ingredients, it's literally just organic fermented coconut sap with unrefined sea salt. That's it. So this is such a good alternative if you want that soy sauce vibe, but you don't want the, you know, unhealthy non-benefits, what? You know what I'm trying to say? If you don't want to consume soy sauce, especially for kids, like I don't really want Kylo having soy sauce, especially with how high sodium most of them are. Even if you get the low sodium one, soy in itself is really just not that good for you. So this is great for kids if you want to give them a healthier alternative to soy sauce. I got mine at Whole Foods, but Superstore also has it, Loblaws also has it. So yeah, it's amazing. I always like to make sure I pick up all that seasoning off the pan so it can all go on the meat. I don't want to waste no seasoning. Y'all know I love my seasoning around here. All right, that's it. I'm turning off the heat now because even though there's a tiny bit of pink left, it will cook through just sitting here because I definitely don't want to overcook the meat. I want to just get it cooked right on that just cooked line, especially because I'm going to be heating it up later to eat for dinner once Kylo goes to bed. I don't want to like eat it while it's overcooked, you know? So that's a big tip if you're meal prepping or just cooking ahead of time. Like definitely don't overcook it because then when you go to reheat the meal prep or the leftovers, it's just going to be super overcooked. So I always keep that in mind whenever I'm cooking. It's like in my head engraved, like don't overcook it, don't overcook it, don't overcook it. Like I said, I have some leftover rice here that I made for dinner last night. This is parboiled rice, which is my favorite. I feel like no one talks about parboiled rice. And the reason why I discovered it is because if you're Canadian, then you know Osmos. They basically make like shawarma plates and it's so good. But I've always loved their rice. It's like short and just, I don't know how to describe it, but kind of creamy. And I quickly discovered it's parboiled rice. So I think that means that it's already boiled. So by the time it's packaged and you go and boil it, it's just like extra creamy and it's just so good. It's definitely different than regular rice. Like if you have not tried parboiled rice, you gotta try it. It's so good. It's just creamy. I don't know how to describe it. And you know what's funny? It's actually Kylo's favorite too. Like when I give him this rice, I notice he eats it more than regular long grain or basmati rice, which I love basmati too, but anyways. So this is basically just parboiled rice with veggie broth and some dried herbs, garlic, onion, black pepper, salt, and that's it. So super simple, but still very flavorful and good. But what I'm gonna do for today to make it a little bit more like burrito bowl style is I'm just literally gonna drizzle some lime on top and add some cilantro, and that's it. It's just gonna add a nice little burrito bowl vibe to it. Okay, so it's like 4:15ish right now and I just need a little snack to hold me off until dinner, so I'm gonna have this apple. Apple is one of my favorite fruits, especially for weight loss because it is very low calorie. All right, it's dessert time. And y'all know I have a sweet tooth, so I am going to have some chocolate for dessert. I usually only have 2 rows, which equals to be about 200 calories. So it's the perfect little dessert for me and I look forward to it every night. I have such a sweet tooth, so gotta fit in my chocolate.